Hi there, my name is Dan the Man Almeida, and I'm here with my brother of destruction, my brother of seduction, King Vic. How are you doing, King?
The Balding Brothers, Daniel. How you doing? It's got a lot to talk about here.
Am I balding God? Anywho.
It's thinning, Daniel.
Thinning. Welcome to No Wrestling in the House, a family podcast made by family, but not for family, because we swear sometimes. Now, we have a lot to talk about in terms of wrestling. What was the most recent thing, pay-per-view that just happened that kind of put us all in surprise?
It was. We by far had the best Fastlane of all time.
Yeah.
Of all time. It kind of, some things were different. They decided that the trend of Roman Reigns winning at a Fastlane needed to end by, of course, not having Roman Reigns wrestle on the Fastlane.
But hey, Roman Reigns' victory streak was rivaling the Undertaker's and the Wrestlemania streak. It was not.
Yeah. So I think Fastlane already, we can go all different kind of directions just because that they've now merged all, both brands are now on all pay-per-views. So this is the last brand exclusive pay-per-view for the time being. And, they were getting kind of bad, at least in my view. And SmackDown, Dan, we've talked about this. It's just been on a downhill trend right now. So what, I do blame WWE for it, but I do think that this pay-per-view was much better than it had any right to be. So what worked for you, Daniel? What were some of the high points and low points of Fastlane?
I think every match had really great reason to be there. One of my favorite matches, other than, of course, the main event, was Charlotte versus Ruby Riott.
Yeah, wow.
I was really impressed with that match. It told an excellent story from beginning to end. And, of course, afterwards, Asuka coming out with a big surprise. She's actually going to be going towards the SmackDown Women's Championship and challenging Charlotte Flair, which... how do you feel about that? I know you were a big proponent of somebody using the Money in the Bank briefcase cross brand.
Yeah, I think now with Asuka challenging Charlotte, I do not think that they're gonna go with Carmella, and Asuka is I believe going to win at WrestleMania, and I don't think that Carmella is gonna be the one to end her winning streak. So I do see a bit of a surprise coming. I do think that maybe even on the grandest stage of them all, or the Raw after, it looks like they're going to go Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss. I do see Carmella possibly cashing in on one of them and jumping ship. I do. It would be a lot more... a lot better. You avoid the risk of what you could potentially screw up Asuka. So hopefully not.
I love how our cynical look on wrestling is, when are they going to screw this up?
I know it's a shame, and we're not we're not by any stretch of the mind bitter wrestling fans. We do. For sure. I enjoy it. I do, or else I wouldn't be watching it right now.
I want to just mention that I'm actually very happy with WWE, how they're treating the John Cena storyline, which we saw at Fastlane and just the recent Raw, as this guy who, is desperate to get on this WrestleMania card, saying what we've all been saying about him being, this best term, but part-timer and all these things. I think this is probably this is sport. That's what I like. And that's what I want to see more of in my wrestling. So I'm really impressed by that, and that they did not have him win over the six-pack challenge.
Yeah, no, and I think the lasting image of the camera getting up in his face and him pushing the camera away was well needed to this story.
That was Shakespearean.
Yeah,
that was.
But
good.
Also, just to continue on Fastlane, so women's match worked. I think very well did. I think unfortunately we'll kind of go into a low point. The other women's match was just really the tag team match between Becky and why did I just drop Naomi versus the versus Natalya and Carmella. Completely just a throw together SmackDown match, no reason to care, bathroom break, and it's a shame because I feel like this is just a go-to thing for, why can't we have real, storylines in the women's division that doesn't have to do with the title? I feel like that's where they're not. Now we're getting into 2-3 women's matches. Here, I'll use Elimination Chamber as a perfect thing. Elimination Chamber, you had Asuka and Nia Jax have a pretty good match. You had the women's Elimination Chamber match, and you had Ronda Rousey signing. 3 very pivotal parts of the show were surrounded around women. And obviously two of the matches didn't have to do with the title. One being a number one contenders match, but essentially not really. But yeah, you know what I mean. And sure. I don't know why SmackDown can't replicate that. So that was a little upsetting, that tag match. But then Daniel, the tag team match, the tag team title match, I've seen a lot of 50-50 feelings out there on the internet, but I'm going to say I loved it. And I hate DQ finishes on a pay-per-view. Yeah, I absolutely hate it. Yeah, I hate it. But this one worked because not only have we seen Usos and New Day turn it up, mount it a whole bunch of times. This was different. This leads into WrestleMania, right? And I thought it was I thought that beatdown was amazing at the end.
Oh, that was dramatic. Like that was just, and I like how it led into SmackDown, which we will be discussing. Yeah. Anytime you put the Usos and the New Day in the same ring together, it just seems to be gold. Yeah. So that's kind of one thing where SmackDown's tag team division. Well, and this is also a problem with Raw's tag team division. It doesn't seem like it's it's growing.
Yeah. Well, enough. SmackDown's tag team division is much better than
and now with this arrival of the Bludgeon Brothers and just the statement they've made. Yeah. That is it gets you excited for whatever the future may be. And gosh, does the Bludgeon Brothers as a name, the Bludgeon Brothers is silly as heck. Yeah.
But hey, it's. I thought throwing them into this tag team title situation and even potentially winning at WrestleMania makes sense. And if that whole that SmackDown match, as you alluded to, if that showed any indication of what the three teams can put together at WrestleMania, we're in store for a good match, a really, really good match.
For sure.
So anything else that didn't work? Is there I kind of run to Shinsuke versus Rusev was a good match. Just zero build, kind of a silly build.
I was not super invested in that one.
And I'm hearing a lot of complaints because Rusev is so over. Yeah. And just using him in this way, but really, it's if it's not Rusev, then it's Shinsuke versus Ty Dillinger, who has zero steam right now. No. So it's on a pay-per-view. That Rusev, probably unfortunately isn't going to have a pivotal, an important role in WrestleMania. I get it, right? Mm-hmm. But that's kind of the question I throw out to you, to the people. Like, if it's not Rusev facing Shinsuke Nakamura in a pay-per-view leading to the biggest match of Shinsuke's career, then who is it? Do you put essentially a jobber? Like, I know you're kind of jobbing out Rusev, and that's where the complaints is all coming. But then, Rusev has some name to him, so I think that was the right way to go. Yeah. You're losing to the main event, or the guy who's about to main event WrestleMania.
Yeah, this kind of always goes back to me saying, some people will never be WWE champion. I'm not saying Rusev will never be, but it's also like your favorites cannot always win. Mm-hmm. And is it kind of tragic? You don't want Rusev taking an RKO 1 second and losing a match immediately, and you also don't want him to lose to Shinsuke Nakamura. But he's got it. Somebody has to.
And I do have sympathy, in the sense that, okay, I'm saying, Rusev, is a big enough name to play the part, at least where, we get a good match out of Fastlane. But again, the story was bad, and I do understand the pain when the U.S. title picture, for example, which we'll get to, isn't as good as I would like to be.
For sure.
So, well, you know what? Fine, I'll jump from low point to low point. Guys, low point for me, the U.S. title.
What the heck?
Yeah, the match was very slow and then picked up in the end, and it was alright, but it had no good Bobby Roode and Randy Orton are two very popular names, but it just fell flat for me. I did not enjoy it. I did not. It was too slow, and then it just didn't pick up enough where I was like, okay, this was a better than good match.
I'm starting to really not like Randy Orton, and there are times when
it's funny. I'm starting to not like Bobby Roode as well, though. Yeah. I think they're both just. I know you don't want to go heel, but they're essentially way better off as heels. But continue. Yeah.
Ironically, the last time I liked Randy Orton as a face was when he was against Jinder Mahal last year, when they threatened his father. Yeah. I like that he got, loud on the mic. He got he showed an emotion. Mm-hmm. He was a little bit more charismatic. I don't think this elevates the U.S. title, say, as much as John Cena holding it did.
Yeah.
Which, there's still some time where we got to watch this all go. And I think they wanted to put a big name on this match so that it could be a triple threat at WrestleMania, which is kind of what everyone's kind of assuming is going to happen.
It's essentially, what's the Lucha Underground WrestleMania? Triple A Mania, isn't it something like that? That's what it's feeling like. It's Triple Threat Mania right now. That's what it's really feeling
Triple Mania, it's Triple A's WrestleMania.
A lot of Triple Threat matches kind of in the works right
for
now
sure.
For WrestleMania. But yeah, you're right. You got, it's the talent is there. We've talked about SmackDown, not being, role reversing with Raw right now. Raw is by far the better show right now, and SmackDown has the stars. I think that they take a little too much from SmackDown. I really do. In the superstar shakeups, I really do feel like they kind of, like for example, they took away Bray Wyatt fresh off of being WWE champion to do what? They didn't need him. They didn't need him over on Raw. He could have continued what he was doing on SmackDown. So that kind of hurts it. Where else are we on the card there? I think we, again, I know we kind of went from low point to low point, but overall it was a good show. I'm not at all, really disappointed with it, but it was good. So the highest point of the highs, the 6-pack challenge.
For sure.
Well, aside from the women's title match, I can't hate on that. No,
it's really good.
Amazing. But yes, the 6-pack challenge, fun, energetic, fast, spots, hell, I don't know if anybody was rolling their eyes during the Cena attitude adjustment to give it to, but I liked it. Yeah. I thought it was fun. AJ taking that one right through the table just felt, God, it just, you really, AJ versus Shinsuke is going to be amazing. We'll get to that. But you really feel, when AJ gets hit, you feel the pain in some sense. He's amazing. Who were some standouts, Daniel, who benefited from the 6-pack challenge, aside from AJ Styles? Who didn't benefit? You got a lot of people that, do they have WrestleMania spots for? They mentioned Dolph Ziggler has never had a one-on-one at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Did they mention that on purpose because he is going to have a one-on-one at WrestleMania? We already have a huge card. It's who benefited from this match that, aside from AJ Styles?
John Cena technically. So obviously he did not get what he wanted.
Benefited from John Cena.
Yes, we benefit from John Cena, as this is going to be a great story. Yeah. I'm not so happy of Shane having another match at WrestleMania.
Is that going to happen? They kind of wrote him off. He's taking an indefinite leave, and he got massacred on Smack. I know it's Shane McMahon,
but he's gonna come back and claim that they slapped his son or something. I just
give him the power of the sun.
So, and he's gonna probably take on those two, or at least there's gonna be something between Sami Zayn
and tag match. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I just don't see. I don't know what.
Yeah,
what my verdict is on that.
Dolph Ziggler. I was watching the pre-show. It didn't seem like he was even he's always easy to kind of just put into any position there. So that was just fine, but I don't see him having really anything more to do with this than that.
Well, you know what? That would have been better throwing him in the U.S. title picture. I mean, he is the U.S. champion essentially, or he was. It's just silly kind of.
It was the IC,
No, he was the United States champion.
Oh yeah,
remember he won it, dude, and then he walked off screen the next day or on SmackDown.
Oh, right.
What's wrong with you? Yeah.
Goodness. Sorry. So, he's just so irrelevant in my life right now.
Well, we'll move into the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Daniel, Shane McMahon costing both the chance. I hate when that kind of happens because then it takes away from the AJ victory, in my opinion. Yeah. But I get it's going, unfortunately. Is this WrestleMania going to have a little bit too much McMahon in it then? You got Stephanie booked in a match, and it's just way too much taken away from the current pool of
and that seems to be the constant conflict with everything WWE's done since the late 90s. Yeah. Are we putting too much McMahon into this?
Yeah.
And it's I don't think Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn need a Shane McMahon match.
Absolutely not.
Though I never hate a Shane McMahon match. I don't. I kind of wish he didn't fight Undertaker.
Yes.
When we were there, but WrestleMania 32.
And how far so we've established that Shane McMahon is a marquee name, right? But he hasn't won.
No, he hasn't.
Yeah.
He's going to lose this next one, too. Like,
so then what value does that add to his name then, really? Maybe we're just nitpicking and we're thinking, well, okay, of course they're going to beat Shane McMahon because Shane McMahon hasn't won. But is the casual fan or somebody else going like, oh, yeah, Shane McMahon, like, he's going to have a hard time with Shane? Like, yeah, him and AJ tore the house down. Him and Kevin Owens had a good Hell in a Cell match, but he's coming out the loser and needs to elevate this talent. But eventually, when you're elevating talent, you no longer elevate talent because you are not viewed as a talent, as a strong enough name to a victory over you means just as much as it does anybody else. So, hey, that's just again maybe nitpicking, but overall, again, AJ was obviously the right choice. Now we are leading to this dream match. Want to throw a question out there, Daniel? Main event of WrestleMania. I'm going to agree with CM Punk that the main event of WrestleMania is the last match.
Yeah.
Hands down. I do not like the triple main event and double main event. No, the main event of WrestleMania. I know you got 2 top titles now. Those are both respected, each brand's main event. But the main event is last. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. Who goes on last at WrestleMania 34?
Without question, it's going to be Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns.
So you obviously say that with disappointment.
I think there is the possibility it might be John Cena versus Taker. That was something. John Cena challenged him on Monday,
and he did throw out the one more match.
Yeah.
So do you? So okay. So your guess is Reigns and Lesnar. I'm going to agree with that, but I'll make my own point soon. If this is Taker's last match, do you think that with his current physical state? I mean, he may be better. He's got hip surgeries. He's working out. He's good. He did not look good last year.
No.
He may look good come this time around. Regardless of his physical performance, do you say, hey, Dan, this is Taker. This is his last match. He goes on last.
You see, I'm still upset that he's having a match to begin with.
Yeah. Even though it's John Cena.
Because I've always been a strong proponent of how I liked the last time, where it was like, you know what, it sucked as a match, it was not good, but the send-off was great, and it was beautiful, and I just wanted that. But it's just, we have to accept that these dream matches aren't gonna always happen. Taker never took on Sting,
and they had the opportunity to do it.
There's a lot of matches throughout wrestling history that just simply would not happen and will never happen, and it would just be okay with it, guys. And it sucks because I don't know where this whole like John Cena Undertaker being this dream match came from.
Well, it's kind of obvious, Daniel. They were talking about it. We went to WrestleMania 32, and they were talking about it then, and that was going to happen. And I was excited.
Yeah, and I think there is potential in it, like as being a good match.
You're saying it's too late.
It's too late. It's too late
to live up to what it could. Of course, yeah absolutely.
And I think Undertaker should just retire gracefully. I think WrestleMania has to be bigger than Taker and has to continue without him, because eventually. He's like, if this is his last match, then next year, are you sure that's not your last match? Can you do this match? Like, we have to be bigger than Taker and continue. Not to say we disrespect Taker. Taker is definitely, I say Taker. The Undertaker is definitely a great, big part in WWE history. Yeah. And it should be respected as such. Yeah. But WrestleMania must go on. Because the man, we can't, when he's dead, we can't cut him for WrestleMania 62, you know?
Well, you know what? It's
He'll hopefully be alive still by 62, I don't know.
I think I can agree with most that said that, I wasn't really thinking like, okay, this match is, if it does happen, it's not going to be good. But I think, one promo from John Cena kind of switched me. And it made me really excited. The Monday Night Raw promo from Cena, and I'm ready for it now. And I because if last year was Taker's send off, of course it was against Roman Reigns when you could have done it against Cena, And but I get it. Elevate the future and whatever, and be creatively. It was not satisfying to me. It was lazy in the sense that, I eliminated Undertaker from the Royal Rumble, so he's out to get me. And then some of the promo. The best thing I liked about Roman versus Taker last year was when Taker was digging the hole with the Roman Reigns. For his burial. And I just wasn't satisfied. So I think this time around, if it is the send-off, I would like to see a lot more participation from Taker in the promos leading up to it. I know we were only probably like 3 or 4 Raws away from it, so that's kind of a worry. But I do want to see more participation from Taker, and I just want to see really creative, really fun, really exciting. I think I had messaged you yesterday, Daniel, that is this going to be the Dead Man Undertaker, or is this going to be a different Undertaker? Because they could play off the fact that he left the Dead Man Taker in the ring, but then he did come back to Raw 25.
The only way it's going to be Biker Taker, quote me, is if John Cena calls him Mark.
Yeah.
Like calls him by his name.
But Biker Taker was never Mark.
No, but it was the closest we know to
the real man.
To the real man.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Well, he referred to his wife. That's the strange thing. You know? Yeah. So
which is getting more personal. Yeah,
so
if he says, "Hey, Mark, come meet me outside, catch me outside," then it's like, okay, this man's coming down with a motorcycle on the chain.
Keep rolling, rock. My God.
And Kid Rock's there, so you're going to have a song.
Yeah.
Kid Rock being announced as Hall of Fame.
I think people just need to get over
the celebrity ring.
Yes, the celebrity. Just kind of let it be for what it is. I saw a good point. I don't remember if it was What Culture. Forgive me if it wasn't What Culture, guys, but or Cultaholic. But that was just like, there was really only 2 or 3 people that deserved to be in a celebrity wing, and that was people who really did elevate what was happening with WWE. Mike Tyson being one of the most obvious.
Is Cyndi Lauper in the?
I think Cyndi Lauper definitely brought some eyes to it. I mean,
why isn't she in the celebrity?
I think she is.
Is she? Maybe she is.
Don't make. Yeah, see you guys. I'm sorry.
I need to Google that.
Yeah, so guys like Mike Tyson who brought in so much attention. You know what I mean? And, hey, I would even throw Floyd Mayweather in there because he did bring a lot of attention to it at WrestleMania 24. So, guys, just accept it, though. I personally am not a fan of... I was listening to Chris Jericho's take on the whole fans booing at the Hall of Fame and all that. And we went to the Hall of Fame, and we were not happy when people were booing there. Because, again, it's just, hey, we're just paying respect, man. This is something we've enjoyed for so long. And, it's just completely off topic. Sorry about that. So,
no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Can I add one last thing about the Hall of Fame? Yeah. The inconsistency that I hate. The Legacy Wing has not been mentioned since when we went to WrestleMania 32. And
the Legacy Wing.
The Legacy Wing, where they put really old wrestlers in that
WWE inconsistency just
and also the Warrior Award, it's practically another celebrity ring at this point.
Well, no, I accept the Warrior Award. Not me personally accepts it. I know.
Yes,
I was
for all your charitable works.
No, what I mean is, I'm okay with it. I think it's really, it's a tearjerker though.
Yes, but the only I think it's gonna only go to
Stand down, Dan.
I know. I've got a lot to say about this because I feel and maybe it's more the deficit of they don't have an award for non-wrestlers who work in WWE yet.
Oh, I understand.
Yes. And I mean non-wrestlers, non-managers, people who've been off the screen.
Yes.
When's Kevin Dunn gonna get an award?
I hear you. I think that will come. I hear you. Okay. Again, Warrior Award, I'm fine with what it means. I'm just, upset.
The only one who deserves... No, I'm kidding. Everyone did great work for it. Connor the Crusher, of course, totally deserves it. The lady who accepted it when we were there... I feel terrible not remembering her name.
Stand down. Please do not.
I hate puppies, okay? All of them.
Yeah.
Especially the cute ones.
Just stop, please. But no, I'm okay, guys, with the award. I really am. Maybe just not it being Ultimate Warrior, just because. Ooh, which brings us to another point, guys. We're just going all over the place.
Yeah.
Fabulous Moolah Battle Royale announced for WrestleMania. Daniel, one thing that could be argued with the Ultimate Warrior award is a lot of people be like, well, Ultimate Warrior was a terrible person. And no, and it's, hey, whatever. We got to, you know, these are claims or these are things that were said, and these are some things that are very backed up by facts.
Yeah.
But how I try to separate it is, okay, the character.
Yeah.
Ultimate Warrior, the character, you know what I mean? Like
whether you were black or gay, some things that he seemed to have a problem with.
Yeah.
You could still love that music character.
Yes, and the shaking on the ropes.
I'm kidding. I actually don't know if he's a racist, but I just think he's homophobic.
So yeah, sure. Hey, but the character and the idea, almost as in a cartoon character. Like for me, if I were ever to receive the Goku award, I'd feel really happy, regardless of Goku's real life struggles. So I think the Ultimate Warrior as a character. Now, this does not. Now, Fabulous Moolah as a character. I mean, to me, doesn't really mean anything. Yes, like longest reigning women's champion.
One of the greatest heels, in my opinion.
But,
Moolah.
Unfortunately, one of the worst heels in real life. And I think when you have something that severe, that it's been swept under the rug, and there's been no, you know what I mean, no rebirth of her, or like no remorse, or I don't want to get too deep into it, but it's something that's just shameful, in my opinion. You could have used a million other names to do it. Like, I think, again, just props to Cultaholic, because they're just really funny. But like I said, like, I think everybody would have been okay if they had called it the Stephanie McMahon Battle Royale. Like, who cares? You know what I mean? But, you know, and just when we think I don't know, like, this led to a lot of Google searches from, I'm sure, a lot of people. And it was just, you know, you can't hide stuff like that, and stuff like that is not, you know, again, I don't want to drag everybody down, but Mae Young Classic's another one where if you look at it, Mae Young really was not at all a pioneer of women's wrestling, or that all. You have to really look into it, and there are some pretty bad stories about her as well. And
see, I didn't know. I know that.
Yeah, I really went off. So, but again, we'll stick to the Fabulous Moolah. But it kind of just makes you like wonder, well, do these things just sound good to them? Do they just, we have Andre the Giant. Well, we got to find a woman who transcends, you know, history, and we can slap her name to this. It's just, it's kind of a shame, and there's so much backlash, Daniel, that people are asking for the name to be taken away. For that to be taken away. I don't see WWE doing that, but I think if there was enough backlash and WWE could show a sense of maturity and a sense of like, okay, you know what, we cannot let stuff like this stand. We understand it's a business and it's entertainment, and what they did in the ring is, but you know, you're not gonna. Sorry to bring it up, but you're not gonna have a Chris Benoit memorial, like a Chris Benoit award,
and they're probably never gonna like.
They're not even gonna mention him. He's not going in the Hall of Fame.
No,
he's not. So again, that's horrendous what happened with there, but you can't just pick and choose like where you're gonna rewrite history. So that's all I have to say about it. If you want to go, I had to really go off about that, but it's just it's a shame, in my opinion. I just don't like it as a fan. I feel uncomfortable for almost supporting it. You know what I mean?
So just to be clear, and let's be clear.
Yeah.
What are the allegations towards?
I don't know if we need to go through it.
Okay.
The pimping, essentially.
Yeah. So she had apparently had a very strong stranglehold on fellow female wrestlers.
Yes.
You had to play by her rules in order to be in this business.
Yeah.
And that meant she would have almost complete control of their lives, and took money from them, took their dignity in some cases, is what I've heard. And it is a darn shame. Like, the thing is,
it's by far there is no woman's revolution to that.
No.
You know what I mean?
Well, especially if there's one person with a stranglehold on it all. Like, who else has a chance? Like, they could give it to Randy Richter.
Yeah.
Who, you know, or even Alundra Blaze.
Yeah.
Holy shoot. Yeah.
Anybody. anybody. The Trailblazers Award. It doesn't matter. Like, I would have preferred anything else other than...
Like, I'm not...
You don't have to go to the worst of the worst. You know, again, accomplishment-wise, yeah, but she was clearly longest reigning women's champion or whatever it was for...
You know
maybe
what?
For her stranglehold on the business. Maybe for the back... Have you heard the original Screwjob?
It was Randy Richter.
So...
when she went to the AWA.
Yeah, so...
Or did she come from the... I forgot. What? She left WWE.
They basically did not want to pay her more money. So.
Goodness. Even though she was such a pivotal part of WrestleMania 1.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, I think as fans, we all need to kind of decide, you know, not where we all stand from it, but kind of think about it. And what we, you know, when we choose to watch something, are we supporting it? Are we, you know what I mean? To what extent?
And, you know, we think about this a lot. I could honestly go into this for so long. I'm not even going to mention another name. Yeah. Because I fear that we're going to get too much off track. But Raw happened. Yeah. And as we mentioned some time ago, that John Cena had challenged The Undertaker. Yes. What else happened on Raw? What did you feel was super significant to the lead up to WrestleMania?
Well, we got the big one, their main event, possibly the main event. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar was advertised, did not show up to draw more heat. He's been getting heat at live shows for
50-second
matches. I think, unfortunately, the fans are going to see right through this. They already do. I think, I believe there was some cheers when Roman Reigns got, you know, on screen suspended. Yeah. I think a lot there's some backup towards Roman Reigns' words. Like, there's some cheers out there. They like when he pushes the envelope. I kind of like that he went and approached Vince McMahon backstage, but it's just very particular wording that they got to watch out. For example, Roman Reigns saying that Brock Lesnar was like Vince McMahon's golden boy. No, Roman, for the last 3 years, we know you have been Vince McMahon's golden boy. So I think just creatively, people need to like know how they're going to approach this right. I mentioned the same thing as, you know, last week, the face-to-face with Paul Heyman, that Paul Heyman saying that you need to defend this championship and work the next day and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, hold on, your client hasn't been. You're right here with the damn title. So I just think, and you know, Roman didn't pounce on that. So I think they really got to pay more attention to the details. And, you know, here I'm going to say it straight, though. Okay, Roman Reigns gets some kind of pop for beating Brock Lesnar, maybe. I hope it. I think they can put on a really good match, but the next feud he's going to be booed out of the building. Yeah, it is. It's
if it's against Finn Balor.
Yeah, if it's against Finn Balor, then
he's gonna get booed.
But you put him against one of the top guys that people want to see as champion or want to have fought Brock Lesnar, then it's gonna happen. And that brings me to my point of why it shouldn't go on last. Because this would be Roman Reigns' like what fourth main event in a row, and each has, I mean, minus the cash in, but WrestleMania 32, we were there, we heard what 100,000 people booing sounds like. Yeah. Not good way to close off your biggest show of the year. Last year, boos because he beat Taker. Not a good way to end off the show. You got to stop doing this. You know what I mean? You need to, like, if you want it to be such a draw, let it do it. Let them have a good match. But AJ versus Shinsuke will not only get the best, they'll be able to stand in the ring for a solid 5 minutes while people cheer. I do believe that. I believe that they will suck the energy out of the fans. Oof. And I think it needs to go on last. So that aside, but yes, feud-wise, I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it. I just see right through it. And luckily, I mean, they don't need to do much to impress me. I'm okay with Roman Reigns. I like him as a performer. I think he's getting more comfortable in his own. And I like that.
I actually do not mind him mentioning his family.
Yeah.
Because he mentioned that last week, so not this week, but last week, about like him being bred in this business and such. And I'm like, I like that. Like, bring it up. You don't have to mention that The Rock and all that jazz, you know, like, but like, mention your dad, mention all that. I find that interesting as an old school wrestling fan, but.
How far do they involve Vince? How do you think? Like, should Vince make more of an appearance?
That is the extent I want Vince. I want him to be that far away from this. You already
have too much McMahon.
I am a huge supporter of when the commissioner, so to speak, that position is somebody who only shows up on camera very rarely. Yeah. I like Jack Tunney. I like that man who could just sit at the business desk and say, you know, the World Heavyweight Championship has been vacant, and I like that. He was a Canadian, darn it. So Ronda Rousey was advertised, did not show up, and
she got another video package, which is good because I don't know, Daniel, how have you been feeling about Ronda Rousey? I'm surprised the fans haven't chewed her up yet, to be honest, just because the mic skills, really, and you can hear the nervousness. Sounds like a nervous human being, to be honest. Like, but I think in terms of speaking. But yeah, I do like her. I think she's the best thing to happen right now. You have to be honest. Regardless, I've argued with people who, oh my god, but she needs to start at NXT. I'm like, are you nuts?
Oh my god,
she needs to start at NXT. Like this is Ronda Rousey. Like this is you can't.
You know what? I'm glad how real they're making it. Because the conversation has been like, you can't just run away and cry or something like that. I think that's something Stephanie said last week or something along those lines. And I'm like, that's good. It's gotta acknowledge it.
Real emotion.
Yeah, get ahead of it. Because, we can all say, well, she's just in this because she couldn't make it in UFC. There's some people going so far to say that.
As soon as she debuted at the Royal Rumble, the memes were everywhere. And so just, own the craft and make it your own. But you have to... she idolizes Rowdy Piper, so that's someone to definitely study in terms of character. Like you can take a lot away from that man. So I think she needs to develop her character, and even if that's just staring like a badass all the time, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just a little worried that when her and Stephanie mingle in the ring, it needs to be a squash, does it not? I don't.
Yeah, it has to be. It's just 1, 2, done. And I know Kurt Angle is in there, and
Triple H.
And Kurt Angle looks like he is 30 years older than Triple H. Is how they're painting this entire thing, and it's kind of hilarious. Yeah. But he's not that much older.
It's been silly at times, right? Like the punch, the cheap shot, that was kind of silly. And
I'm liking it.
I'm not liking the whole, I lied. Oh, but didn't you say that Ronda Rousey, now that we own the bitch? And it just feels so forced. I don't know. And it's crazy because Angle is like one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From back in the day. So.
But they made him look so weak.
So weak and stupid.
But I like that because it's legitimate fighters versus these sports entertainers. Yeah. Not to say that Triple H isn't a tough badass because he is, but two Olympians versus the sports entertainers, I find very interesting. I don't know. I like that. Again, that kind of plays into the sports aspect of it, of just honor and stuff, and that's the type of stuff you always want to see in wrestling. Ronda Rousey is not as good on the mic. She's still very much getting into her groove. Honestly, at this point, I don't think she ever will be. And that's what I'm worried about because you kind of have to have a natural charisma and then meet it halfway with what you can learn. Yeah. Bayley, in my opinion, is still very rough on the mic, and I think she does not have a natural charisma. Yeah. She does with her actions and movements. Which
I think what affects it the most is the fans not knowing how to take them, not knowing how to respond to them, not knowing how to.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, the fans kind of go overboard sometimes, but you gotta know how to, if you don't know what I mean, watch, Alexa Bliss, bring the audience in and then shit all over them.
She has a natural way.
Or what was it when she pretty much shut up the what chant? Very few people.
Idiots say
very few people beat the what chant, but I think Ronda, you're right, and I think so with that being said, she needs to be a badass.
Yeah, or have somebody talk with her.
Yeah, she is essentially a female Brock Lesnar. So
that doesn't mean
she'll probably wrestle a little bit more than suplex, but I think she's gonna do great things, physically. Yeah. I just hope that as a character, it's still WWE, it's still sports entertainment, so you still gotta find that, they always say, your character is you ramped up to 11. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think she needs to find her 11. Well, I don't think she's even really found her 10 or 9. Yeah. So.
Oh, I don't know.
Still very fresh, but you got, again, I know you're but she's, she's fresh, but she's being put on a big stage right off the bat.
Excellent point.
Yes, it's you gotta get into it. You gotta do it.
Like I have a better sense of Shayna Baszler when she's on the microphone and who she
knows what she's doing.
She is than I do have Ronda Rousey. But Shayna's also been wrestling longer, not just in NXT. She was also wrestling prior to that. So lots to go through with that. She did not show up to her appearance. Fans were reimbursed with Snickers. Nice. But were they
literally plays into their advertisement of angry have a Snickers?
Yeah, exactly.
That's actually a slap in the face.
But were they reimbursed for Brock Lesnar not showing up?
I don't know. I don't think so. No.
So
it's just, but
let's talk ethics, Victor.
That storyline.
Do you think it's right? Because I know Wade Keller on his podcast did mention, is this right for them to advertise somebody, take them away, and tell that story when they're advertised? People pay tickets because they thought Brock Lesnar was going to be in that building, was going to appear. But for the story, we're going to retract that and give you something else.
So there's no way me proving this, but from what I believe, you get your local advertisements for WWE events are different from what everybody else sees, right? Me and you are watching it here. We get commercials for Toronto. London, London, Ontario, Kitchener, whatever you have it, right? Hamilton. So like we get those commercials. They'll tell us, Raw in Toronto a couple weeks ago it's not a couple weeks ago, in August, said watch Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman in the Last Man Standing, where the storyline didn't show any of that. Like, and then a week before they're like, next week on Raw, Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman Last Man Standing match. So, but we already knew that because it's advertised. So they do advertise locally to what you're expecting to see or who you're expecting to see. You're selling tickets. In that sense, not only did you, promote, what I would have done is, you promoted Brock Lesnar on an international scale because you said he's going to be on Raw, but I'm sure that Brock Lesnar was mentioned in all of those local advertisements.
Of course.
That's where the problem is. So as fans watching on TV, Brock Lesnar's not here tonight, boo. But as fans there, if you got that local advertisement saying watch Universal Champion Brock Lesnar on Raw from
your
months
children
ago, from leading up to that event, then that's a slap in the face. That does suck. For storyline, doesn't mean that you got to keep them out of those local advertisements.
And I feel like there's a delicate dance WWE has to do to make sure that nobody's pissed off and to also tell this good story. It's not great. It's not John Cena right now. Yeah, that's my favorite story in WWE at the moment.
So far they have surpassed Tug of War of WrestleMania 31.
Oh my God, that was awesome!
The go home episode Tug of War with the title. So hey, there's still time. But I think that's definitely all we have to say about that. Again, just we're in the build up. The road is getting fast, and quick thought on AJ versus Shinsuke, Daniel.
Oh, it's going to be good. I think I haven't talked about it being how good it will be because I think it's just too obvious. These guys know how to dance with each other. Yeah. These guys know each other from head to toe.
They know what the fans want.
They know what the fans want. I think WWE is being very bold in putting this ahead and not making it a triple threat with John Cena or some big name. Yeah. Like it's showing confidence that they want a 5-star match. Yeah. They want Dave Meltzer to recognize them the same way he recognizes New Japan. Yeah. And I think WWE is putting drawing a line in the sand right now, so to speak, of saying just we will give you that quality wrestling along with what we do provide for the kids and for the families. Yeah. And I'm excited. I honestly, I've been...
And it's very important with the timing of the Bullet Club show. All the announcements that came about.
Is it Chicago? Yeah, they announced Chicago?
They announced the
Do you think they're going to get Punk?
I think Punk will... no, hold on. Punk is under contract at UFC. He's going to apparently fight June 9th. Yeah. Second fight. Yeah. I think depending on that, if he gets knocked out in 2 minutes, you will see CM Punk at
We have a quote.
Yeah.
There you go.
But we'll see where it goes. I hope he at least sits somewhere close to ringside. I think anything will just. And I want this Bullet Club show to be a success, and I do think it will be.
Yeah.
Because people just don't know what to expect from
Bullet Club sold out.
Yeah, I think Cody Rhodes is awesome, man. I think I've been watching a lot of his promos right now, and he's just being who I would have liked to have seen him turn into from Stardust, right?
Yeah.
So, but again, don't need to go into that crazy. But yeah. So, anything else, Daniel? Any of the points that we got to talk about? I think we're just about wrapped up for this week.
I think we covered everything that I can think of at the moment. And now you're gonna slap me with, but Daniel, didn't you know? And hey, you can do that. Dude, I'm really happy with WWE right now. As I said, they're putting a lot of stake in people who are not John Cena or not big names. In the main event of Shinsuke versus. There's just, let me acknowledge, because we haven't recorded for a while now. It's awesome that both Royal Rumble winners are both Japanese-born wrestlers.
Yeah,
that blows my mind.
Yeah. And I think WWE is recognizing that out of those two winners, you're giving two matches that fans are salivating for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Asuka versus Charlotte. People are just, that's what fans want to see as much as, more than Asuka versus Alexa Bliss. We know
for
that.
sure.
And we're getting Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles.
We're going towards what I always wanted WWE to be, and that was worldly. Mm-hmm. I want world wrestling.
Yes.
I want it to be like Street Fighter 2. I want people stretching limbs with different fighting styles. I want people kicking each other's ass with a delicate respect to their cultures. Yeah, there you go. Victor, I think we've covered everything.
Yes, a lot of topics. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it and it sparks debate. I think debate and
I think that's the deepest we ever got about just
some of the background
stuff of
'cause it's a shame, right? I'm a fan.
Yeah, and we don't want to be dragged down by all these things, but Donald Trump should not be in the Hall of Fame.
Danny just cut our fan base in half.
Have a great one.
Peace.